بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه أما بعد. From the issues that come up every year, and there's a great deal of differing, a great deal of arguing and bickering about what is sunnah, what's bid'ah, what you can and cannot say, what you can and cannot do, what's correct, what's right, what's wrong, is the concept of making greetings for the Eid, greeting your Muslim brother for the Eid. What can you say to your brother or your sister on the day of Eid? Can you say, تَقَبَّلَ اللَّهُ مِنَّا وَمِنْكَ تَقَبَّلَ اللَّهُ مِنَّا وَمِنْكُمْ صَالِحَ الْأَعْمَالِ Eid Sa'id, Eid Mubarak, Happy Eid, Merry Eid? Is it permissible to say these things? كُلُّ عَامٍ وَأَنْتُمْ بِخَيْرٍ كُلُّ سَنَةٍ وَأَنْتُمْ طَيِّبِينَ كُلُّ سَنَةٍ وَأَنْتُمْ مِنَ الْعَائِدِينَ. Are these things permissible or are they impermissible? This happens often, and many a times people, they take different positions and different views with regards to saying this and what not to say. Some people say it's a bid'ah. It's a bid'ah to say Eid Sa'id. You can't say that. Ramadan Mubarak, Eid Mubarak is a bid'ah. It's innovation. Some people say it's the sunnah to say Taqabbalallahu minna wa minkum. And then there's some people who are in the middle. The determining factor in this issue is very simple, bid'nillahi ta'ala. And not just this issue, but many other issues. And that is, if we don't have something that is clear and authentic, or authentic and clear from the Messenger of Allah alayhi salatu wasalam, then it goes back to one of two principles. One or two, or maybe a mixture of both these principles. If we have hadith that state that the Prophet ﷺ said this, did this, commanded this, encouraged that, but they are weak, they are not authentic, they haven't been graded genuine, it's one thing. And we have a hadith which are authentic, but they're not directly to the point. They're very general, very vague, very inexplicit. Same scenario. So what to do? What dua do you make before you enter your home, when you leave your home, when you put on your shoes, when you put on a new garment, if the hadith is not authentic? What do you do? So on and so forth. One or two principles. The first is looking into what the Sahaba did and what the Sahaba said and what some of the people of the past, the Salaf, the disciples of the Sahaba, some of them, what they said and what they did. And secondly, it's going back to that which is a custom of the people, a tradition of the people. What's the condition? Is that it's condition or the custom of the Muslims, or even if it's a custom of the kuffar, it isn't something that is specific and special to them, nor is it attached to their religious symbols, nor does it contain something that's negative Islamically, but it's something that's just a customary statement. Have a nice day. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Have a good one. Good evening. It is not directly attached to Christianity. It does not entail a bad and negative meaning. And it isn't something that's specific to Christians, specific to Jews, specific to Catholics. But it's something that's just customary in the UK. Everybody says it's in the UK. Have a nice day. Hello. And it's not pertaining to hell, goodbye, may you be in the protection of the Baba, of the Father, nothing like this. It's just a general statement. And it's not specific to the kuffar. It isn't negative. It isn't a foul meaning. Then it's going to go back to one of those principles, as we said. So in this issue, the first step is, what did the Prophet ﷺ say on the day of the Eid? What did he do on the day of the Eid? How did he congratulate the people? Did he congratulate them? If we have hadiths, we have to see. Number one, are those hadith authentic? If they are authentic, what do they mean? What do they say? If those hadith are not authentic, the same applies. So we're going to go back to one of those two issues. Once more, what the people of the past did. There's no authentic hadith regarding this issue, but this is what Abu Hurairah and Ibn Umar and Abu Sa'id al-Khudri and Anas ibn Malik, what they used to do. So perhaps it's better to take what the Sahaba did than what we can come up with. It was well known among them. No one refuted anybody. No one criticized. There has to be some type of good in it. All these great ulama from the Sahaba. Or at least what the Salaf al-Salih did. What the pious predecessors, the Tabi'in, Sa'id ibn Musayyib, Hasan al-Basri, كانوا يقولون كنا كذا كنا كذا. We used to, they used to. Ibrahim al-Nakhi says, كانوا يستحبون كذا. They used to like this, they used to like that. And if we don't have those athar, then we go back to the custom of the people. The custom of the what? Of the people. What's customary with those what? conditions. Pay close attention. This will take you a long way if you get it down pat. You can apply this basic rule to 1,000 issues over which there's khilaf of the ulama. It does not contain a negative meaning. It is not attached to Christianity or mushrik culture and religion. It's something that is a good meaning and everybody says it. And from that is the congratulations of the Eid, the greeting of the Eid. Do we have hadiths from the Messenger of Allah which are authentic that tell us what and what not to say on the Eid? Do we have hadiths which instruct and encourage us to say certain things when we meet each other? If we do, then there's nothing to talk about. That's what the hadith says. It's either mandatory or recommended. And if we don't have those hadiths which are authentic and direct and to the point, then we go back to how many principles, Osama? 1 or 2. If not a mixture of what? Both. And that is the issue of making the salutations and the congratulations of the what? Of the Eid. Of the what? The greetings of the Eid. The what? The greetings of the what? Eid. Because there is no direct authentic hadith that's clear, salim, away from any defects, that's clearly authentic, telling us what and what not to do. So therefore, if we don't have no direct text from the Prophet ﷺ, which is authentic and clear and strong, then it goes back to what? One of those two, if not, a mixture of both. And once we already have these general 2 rules, there is nothing which is now what? What do we exclude now? Nothing is what? Huh? Obligatory. Nothing is what? And pay close attention. This is very important, guys. There is now nothing that can be what? It's nothing that's wajib anymore. It's all optional. Kulluhu is preferable. If you want to say it, if you don't want to say it, it's what? Preferable. Number 2, we've also excluded a statement which is a what? A bid'ah. There's no bid'ah anymore because it's open. And it's not an act of worship that we're making up and making specific. It's just a greeting that I say to my brother. Whether it's something that Anas, Sa'id ibn Jubayr said, or something that's from my what? My custom. Happy Eid. Everybody understand this? Merry Eid. May you have merriment and merriness. May you be happy. There's nothing wrong with that. Unless the person says, this is the sunnah. This is what you have to do. This is what you should do. And this is the reward. Allah will give you 1,000 hasanat and take from you 1,000 sayyat. Then it becomes a what? Bid'ah. Now you've made up legislation. Everybody understand this? Everybody clear this or not? And it also opens up room. If there's nothing authentic from the Messenger of Allah, then you can do what, Talib? You can say what?
Anything.
Whatever you want, as long as it... No. As long as it isn't... No.
As long as it's not related to any specific religion.
As long as not specifically attached to deen of kufr and shirk. As long as it isn't, number 2? Bad meaning, negative. Exactly. And this is important that you can apply another 1,000 issues to this one, these qawaid, these dawabit. For the layman, for the talib al-ilm, for the scholar, everyone can apply these different what? These rules. Everybody got this or not? Everybody clear on this or not? Everybody 100% clear on this? So let's see what the people of knowledge said regarding the tahniyah, the salutations of the Eid, the greetings of the Eid. As we said, the opinion that I feel is correct, wallahu alam, is that there are no authentic hadith. And that's the view of most of the ulama. There's some hadiths here, Hasan, Tahsin, Ghayri, or trimmings on the plate that are barely making the grade of acceptability. Everybody understand this? But there are many athar from the Sahaba and some of the Tabi'een. They would say greetings on the day of the Eid. Let's see what the ulama, the people of knowledge of the past, what they said and what they understood from this issue. We're reading here from the summary of the book, Tanweer al-Aynayn, bi-ahkam al-adahi wal-eidain. It says, this is a summarized version, وَسُئِلَ مَالِكٌ رَحِمَهُ اللَّهِ أَيُكْرَهُ لِلرَّجُلِ أَنْ يَقُولِ لِأَخِيهِ إِذَا انصَرَفَ مِنَ الْعِيدِ تَقَبَّلَ اللَّهُ مِنَّا وَمِنْكَ وَغَفَرَ اللَّهُ لَنَا وَلَكَ وَيَرُدْ عَلَيْهِ أَخُوهُ مِثْلَ ذَلِكَ قَالَ لَا يُكْرَهُ. Imam Malik rahimahullah, he was asked. He said that when a man finishes the Eid prayer and he says to his brother, his friend, تَقَبَّلَ اللَّهُ مِنَّا وَمِنْكَ, which means may Allah accept it from us and from you. غَفَرَ اللَّهُ لَنَا وَلَكَ, may Allah forgive us and forgive you. Is this disliked? Is this haram? Is this something that's looked down upon? Imam Malik rahimahullah ta'ala, he said what? He said, لَا يُكْرَهُ ذَلِكَ. He says, no way. There's nothing wrong with that. So that's the statement of Imam Malik رحمه الله تعالى. وفي الحاوي للسيوطي قال وأخرج ابن حبان في الثقات عن علي بن ثابت قال سألت مالكا عن قول الناس في العيد تقبل الله منا ومنك فقال ما زال الأمر عندنا كذلك انتهى كلام رحمه الله. And that previous statement was taken from Al-Muntaqa. Al-Hawi by Imam al-Suyuti, it says that Ibn Hibban narrated in his book Al-Thiqat, or narrators of hadith, that Ali ibn Thabit asked Malik ibn Anas. He says, An qawlin nas. I asked Imam Malik about what the people say. What's meant by the people? He's talking about who? Ahl al-Medina, the ulama, the salaf, the righteous, pious Muslims. He says, I asked Malik about when the people say, may Allah accept it from us and from you. Imam Malik said, Ma zal al-amru indana kadhalika. He says, that's what we said and that's what we say. That is what's known to us. Ma zal al-amru indana kadhalika. That's what's what? Well known. Everybody clear on this? It then says, وفي المغني قال علي بن ثابت سألت مالك بن أنس منذ 35 سنة وقال لم يزل يعرف هذا بالمدينة. It states in the Al-Mughni, the book of Al-Mughni, that Ali ibn Abi Thabit, the same narrator, he said, I asked Malik, he says, منذ 35 سنة, for 35 years, a time span of 35 years, about making this greeting of the Eid. And Imam Malik, he says, what? That's what's known among the people, and that's what the people do. وفي سؤالات أبي داود قال أبو داود سمعت أحمد سئل عن قوم قيل لهم يوم العيد تقبل الله منا ومنكم قال أرجو أن لا يكون به بأس. Imam Abu Dawood, rahimahullah, who was a disciple of Imam Ahmad, he wrote a book called Su'alat, in which he asked Imam Ahmad different questions about fiqh issues, about narrators, about ahadith, about ilal, about different things like this. And Imam Abu Dawood, he asked Imam Ahmad about when people say on the Eid, may Allah accept it from us, accept it from you. He says, Arju an la yakuna bihi ba's. Imam Ahmad said, I don't see anything wrong with that. He said, what? I don't see anything wrong with that. وفي الفروع لابن مفلح قال ولا بأس قوله لغيره تقبل الله منا ومنكم نقله الجماعة كالجواب وقال لا أبتدئ بها وعنه الكل حسن وعنه يكره وقيل له في رواية حنبل ترى له أن يبتدي قال لا ونقل ابن سعيد ما أحسنه إلا أن يخاف الشهرة وفي النصيحة أنه فعل الصحابة وأنه قول العلماء. And the book called Al-Furu' of Ibn Muflih, a famous Hanbali scholar, he said, وَلَا بَأْسَ. There's nothing wrong with that. And he said, for someone to say, تَقَبَّلَ اللَّهُ مِنَّا وَمِنكُمْ, it's nothing wrong with that if he responds to his brother. Another time they asked Imam Ahmad about this statement, and he said, لَا أَبْتَدِئُ بِهَا. He says, I won't start the greeting. I won't initiate the greeting. But if someone says to me, then I'll what? Respond and reply. Another version, when they asked Imam Ahmad another time, he says, Al-Kullu Hasan. He said, all of it is good. All of it is what? Tayyib, labas. There's nothing wrong with this and there's nothing wrong with that. And once Imam Ahmad was asked and he said, Yukrah. He said, it's disliked. And another time, he said, Ma ahsanahu. He says, there's nothing. He says, how beautiful is this? How what? How beautiful is this? So he said, Imam Ahmad, rahimahullah, he had different views regarding this issue. He had different views. Sometimes he said it's okay. Sometimes he said it's perfect, it's awesome, it's great. Sometimes he says, I won't start. But at the end of the day, he never said it was what? Haram or bid'ah. Everybody understand this? He then says, summarizing that until we move forward, it says here, وسئل الشيخ الإسلام ابن تيمية كما في مجموع الفتاوى هل التهنئة في العيد ما يجري على ألسنة الناس عيد مبارك وما أشبهه. And before we go further, also another narration says that was what the Sahaba did. Ibn Taymiyyah was asked about this, and listen carefully. Abu Bakr, and this will show you the great sea, whether it's the Atlantic Ocean or the Pacific Ocean, that is between the people today who call themselves Ahl al-Hadith, call themselves Salafi, and between the ulama of the past. And from the greatest of those ulama who is quoted upon, or who's quoted, whose name and lineage and legacy is used as a sword to cut through innovation, is who? Ibn Taymiyyah, without any doubt about that. Listen to what Ibn Taymiyyah says about this act, and listen to what the people say today. And it goes to show you 100 other issues, how far they are from the people that they claim to follow. How far they are from the ulama that they claim to love and respect. You read their statements, and you find it's like night and day. It's like the Atlantic and the Pacific. Ibn Taymiyyah, rahimahullah ta'ala, he was asked about the tahniyah, about the greetings on the day of the Eid. And that which many people say. The first thing that is mentioned is what? He says, Eid Mubarak. He said what? Eid Mubarak. That's the first thing that the questioner said. وَمَا أَشْبَهُهُ. And similar statements like this. هَلْ لَهُ أَصْلٌ فِي الشَّرِيعَةِ. Is there a basis for this in the deen? Is there something in the Sharia that proves this? وَإِذَا كَانَ لَهُ أَصْلٌ فِي الشَّرِيعَةِ فَمَا الَّذِي يُقَالُ أَفْتُونَا مَأْجُورِينَ. They asked Ibn Taymiyyah, if there is a basis for this in the Sharia, then what should be said? What greeting should we make on the day of the Eid? May Allah Azza wa Jalla reward you well. فأجاب Ibn Taymiyyah, he says, أما التهنئة يوم العيد يقول بعضهم لبعض إذا لقيوا بعض صلاة العيد تقبل الله منا ومنكم وأحالها الله عليك ونحو ذلك فهذا قد روي عن طائفة من الصحابة أنهم كانوا يفعلونه ورخص فيه الأئمة كأحمد وغيره لأن قال أحمد أنا لا أبتدئ أحدا فإن ابتدرني أحد أجبته وذلك لأنه جواب التحية واجب وأما الابتداء بالتهنئة فليس سنة مأمور بها ولا هو أيضا مما نهي عنه فمن فعله فله قدوة ومن تركه فله قدوة والله أعلم. He says, as far as the greeting that you make on the day of Eid, when you meet each other, when some people meet each other after the Eid, may Allah accept it from us, may Allah give it back to you, may Allah bring you back, may Allah bring us to the next Eid. He says, then it's narrated that the Sahaba, they did this and they said this. And the Imams, he says, Al-Imma, the Imams of the religion, like Imam Ahmad and others, they said that it is allowed. They said it's what? It's allowed. And Imam Ahmad said, I won't initiate this greeting, as we previously read. But if someone says it and initiates me, then I will what? I will respond. Ibn Taymiyyah, he says, Imam Ahmad, he said this because replying to the greeting is what? Wajib, fard. If someone greets you, you have to do what? Reply to it. Ibn Taymiyyah, rahimahullah ta'ala, he then says, as far as making the salutation or the greetings for the Eid in the beginning, initiating it, then it is not a sunnah. It's not something that the Messenger of Allah what? Said to do in an authentic report. In a what? Authentic report. And if it's not authentic, then as if. Everybody understand this? Ibn Taymiyyah, rahimahullah ta'ala, he says, nor is it something that was prohibited. Nor is it something that was what? Prohibited. He says, so those who do it and say it, then they have a what? An example, a role model. And those who leave it off and they don't want to say it, then they have a what? A role model. The people today, they saying Eid Mubarak, Taqabbal Allah. You can't say it says what? Bid'ah. It's an innovation. You can't say that. Everybody understand this? And under any circumstance or opportunity or time, is Ibn Taymiyyah's statement hujjah, is dalil? No, we don't believe that. But we're proving a point of contradiction and inconsistency. Is that when it's convenient, Ibn Taymiyyah's statement is what? More than gold. Solid granite. That's the final say. Everybody understand this? But when it's inconvenient, they do Allah Alam. Maybe they'll sweep it under the rug. They'll just ignore that statement. If me and you, Sam, we have an argument, we have a debate, and you say something which could be the truth, I say Ibn Taymiyyah said that's not the truth. Khalas, that's done. Finished. Done. Next. But we say something that's a bid'ah, and Ibn Taymiyyah says that it's not a bid'ah. It's Ibn Taymiyyah, Allah have mercy upon his soul. We follow the kitab, the sunnah, the ijma'. We don't follow no scholars. We don't obey no scholars. This is reality. Everybody understand this? And if you're tired of being taken advantage of and being abused and being manipulated, then seek ilm, as we always encourage. Class after class, khutbah after khutbah. Knowledge will set you free. Ilm will set you free. The more you read, the less men you have to follow. And the less men you have to follow, hopefully it's better for your deen. It's better for your deen. Everybody's not a scholar. Everybody's not a student of knowledge. Everybody can't read and understand. But everyone can try and use the brain that Allah Azza wa Jalla gave them according to your level. So what's important is, on the day of the Eid, whatever you say to your brother, your sister, inshallah, there's nothing wrong with it. As long as you do not believe and say that this is the what? This is the sunnah. You have to do it. You have to say it. Jazakallah khairan. Happy Eid. Congratulations. May Allah accept it from you. Alhamdulillah. Allahu Akbar. It's all what? All permissible. Wallahu alam.